Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to BattleTech Heavy Metal, where the sharp-eyed among you may have already noticed that we have a lot less money than we once had. I went to the store, I went shopping, and I picked up some stuff that I thought was interesting, but I also want to point out some other things that I elected not to pick up. Obviously, mech, chassis, salvage, all of this stuff is very cool. I would have loved to buy a whole battle mech someday. Someday perhaps we'll have 13 million to just drop on a fresh new Battlemaster. What I did see that I think is really interesting is some of the advanced laser weaponry here. Check these out. Extended range medium lasers. 1 ton, 40 damage. They have a higher heat output than a normal medium laser, almost double, but 40 damage with an optimal range out to 270, which is the maximum range of a normal medium laser. This is just like a fantastic weapon. I would love to carry these around. It is also nearly 1 million C-bills, and we just can't. We just can't do that thing. They have similar extended range small lasers, also extremely good. This thing is just flat better than... it's not quite. I was going to say flat better than a medium laser. It has almost the same optimal range, but the maximum range of a medium laser is 270. So this does still have pretty abbreviated range, but man, 35 damage for 10 heat out to 150 meters is like, that's pretty solid. And it's still a support weapon. So if you go throw a punch, you get 35 extra damage on top of it. This is so good, I almost want to buy it, even though it will put us dangerously low on money. No, you know what? We can't, because I think the travel plan I have has us arriving at our next destination in 28 days. There are some other cool things, plus accuracy PPCs. This is really neat. The Snub PPC, a unique modification of a particle projector cannon. The Snub PPC uses the same acceleration, but with a shortened range and a cluster of projectiles. So it's like a laser shotgun. It has range out to a little bit more than a medium laser, and look at how hard it hits. I'm assuming that plus 10 damage is already reflected in the numbers there, so usually it's 15 times 5, but like, this thing is phenomenal, right? So I bought one. I didn't think it was a good idea to buy both of the ones in the shop, but I did buy one of them. I don't think we actually have a good spot to put it. I was messing around with the mechs a little bit, and I just don't think we have a good place to put one of these right now, but I'm pretty happy to have one. I'm sure we will find a fun thing to do with it. So all of the mechs are in the bay. We're working on it. I did do one other... I bought one other thing that I guess we'll talk about when the genera's complete, because I don't want to stop the work and undo everything, but I bought a new component for the genera that was in the shop. They've added some really cool stuff since the last time we played. So, we have 25 days worth of mech work lined up, 23 days of healing on our pilots, 27 days until the next financial report when we must make payroll. And I'm thinking that we probably want to go do some flashpoints. So these are those glowing things on the map here. I had not seen this one, actually. I have an important task for you, a rescue operation at the utmost edge of the rimward frontier. Meet me at Tarragona and I'll fill you in on the details. That's interesting, but probably something we should get a little bit stronger before doing. 2 skulls is like right at the edge of our capability. I wanna try this out. We will get there eventually. It doesn't look like it has a it doesn't have a time limit on it. The other flashpoints up in the top left of the map do, however. One of them is completely beyond us, not even a thing to look at. The other, however, is offering up a reward of a rare mech. I believe this is the early flashpoint that awards the hatchet man, whatever, the one with the big axe, you know. And I would like that. And also, generally speaking, flashpoints just have really good rewards overall. So we have 163 days to make it to this part of space. I think that's probably what we ought to be doing, working on heading that way. So I was having a look around, trying to figure out what the path is that takes us through the largest number of new systems on the way over there. And I think a good start is heading to Ichlangus. It takes us 28 days to get there. It doesn't look like it's going to have a ton of shopping. There's only a token population on the world. It's a Martian low-gravity world, so it's really unpleasant to live on. But it's the right difficulty. It's in the path. It's going to take us off of the same road that we've already traveled, because you can see here, like, there's a travel corridor that goes through all of the systems we've already been on, and we would like to avoid that as much as possible, just because it feels like a waste of points not to visit new stuff all the time. So let's do this. The only people working in the system are the Arana Restoration. I noticed that not even the pirates are here, so I'm not actually sure what our opposition will be for missions on Ichlangus, but I do think that we're going to go find out.
Roger that, Commander.
We have nothing left to do here on New Vandenberg, and frankly, this place has been like a curse for us. So we're going to cut it a little bit close here in terms of money. If there's no work on Ichlangus, we're going to be in bad shape. It's not like I'm the only noble-born person on the ship, says Tirefire, slumping low in your guest chair. I mean, there's you. Why can't Steamfitter harass you about their stupid idea? Apparently, when Tirefire asked to speak to you privately about something Darius wouldn't understand, it was about the trials and tribulations of being nobility. Well, what is Steamfitter's idea, you ask? I don't know, something about cooling systems? He wants me to use my connections to get the idea to people who can implement it. And he doesn't believe me when I say that my birth doesn't automatically open doors like that, and even if it did, I can't waste it on bullshit. Tirefire gives you a plaintive look, clearly hoping for advice, or at least sympathy. You know what, you send Steamfitter to me. If he's got some kind of valuable idea, we should profit from it as a company. Tirefire looks relieved to pass along the burden to you, and later that afternoon, Steamfitter shows up at your door. You scan the roughly written idea and can immediately see that he is wasting your time. You tell Steamfitter to focus his energy on being a better mech warrior and leave the engineering to Chief Vertanen. Low spirits for 14 days, which means that, I believe what this means is that morale abilities, the targeted shot and the bulwark thing that we've never done, but trust me, it is a useful ability sometimes. I believe this just makes them cost 10 more morale for him. The good news is, we're going to be in space for the next 14 days. That's going to have no effect at all. And frankly, Steamfitter could stand to have lower morale. Alright, we are now feeding XP to our pilots. So in 19 days, we're going to be hit for 616,000. We want to get more work going on the ship. We're going to have to be a little bit careful about how much we pay for that. So I would like to increase the speed of the drive system next. I think that would be really good. We have a little bit more mech tech stuff going. We have our pilots leveling up. Let's try to make this happen. So, improved power conduits and basic structural repair. This is only 90k. Yeah, do this.
It'll take a bit, but we'll get it done.
Doesn't do us much good. Doesn't do us much good to have all of her fancy engineering work going if we don't have any bones to hang it on, right?
We're nearly broke, Commander.
We're fine. Darius has a habit of overstating things. Like, you've nearly destroyed the company, Commander. You almost got everyone killed, Commander. Listen, I've been there. Getting killed ain't so bad. And then he rolls his eyes and he stops talking to me about it. Maybe that's why Returned has stuck to this zombie story for so long, because it gets Darius to stop bothering him about stuff. Darius knows the point in the conversation at which the boss claims to be undead is the point where nothing useful is going to be done anymore. So I don't really know what our A-team of pilots actually looks like at this point. We have 8 people,
Hey boss, we've just
most of whom I think are approximately at the same XP now. New ship upgrades. The next thing we want to do is upgrade the power conduits. How expensive will that be? 360 is not good. We cannot do that. Habitat pod for 900k. We could build a lounge for 225. We just start working. Is there a cheap mech tech upgrade? We might just have to hold off on the upgrades for a minute. 270 is doable, but it's also a little scary. $225 is going to have us at about 80,000 C-bills remaining after we make pay. Obviously, we're gonna cut back on the extravagant finances for a little while. I bet we'll be okay, though. I'm gonna do it. Get started on this.
All right, I'll get the team on it right away.
Maybe I'm overcommitting. Maybe I'm trying to be too efficient here. Morale's important, though. And frankly, rebuilding the lounge is probably cheaper than another month of extravagant pay. We're probably getting a better morale per C-bill payout this way. Also, of course, there are points for each Argo upgrade that you make. This time he's actually right. This time it's close. Okay, 54K. You might be surprised to hear that we're going back to normal pay for this next month. So 343, that's not too bad. We do not have to do a lot of work to get back to 343,000 C-bills. Okay. I mean, I guess let's have a look at the store. I clicked away from that screen real fast, but we should check. So there's a point of an archer, which is a mech I've never heard of before. The epitome of the missile boat concept. Okay, I do like to have a good missile boat. That's interesting, though, that it only has 2 missile hardpoints, if it's known as a thing that is primarily firing missiles. One part of an awesome 8Q, which we do already have one part of. It's a little bit more reasonable to think that we'll be able to get, like, parts of a quick draw or something. They have 2 parts of a Centurion in case we want to try to put another one together. Ooh, they do have some exciting stuff. Plus 4 accuracy AC 20. That is 100 base damage. It is such a fine weapon. The LB2X is ideal for delivering critical hits from afar or peppering away light armor. Like all LBX autocannons, it fires cluster munitions and suffers recoil from continuous fire. Oh, interesting. 4 times 12. That's a lot of shots. Ooh. Piece of gear where the pluses subtract tonnage. That's actually a pretty exciting idea. Get a UAC 5 plus, -1 recoil, -1 ton. They get some cool stuff in this shop. All right, let's try to survive long enough to actually purchase some of it. Show me some contracts. Please don't show me an empty planet. I mean, we got 29 days. Even if this planet were empty, we can probably make it to something else nearby. But I do not want to have to be flying that much on luck. Sometimes when you run into these planets, though, with like a token population, there just isn't a lot of work to go around. Okay, not an issue here. Holy crap, there is work to go around. So who are all these against? I thought the pirates weren't active here. Alright, well, I'd like to avoid... Ooh, wow. That's weird. This planet's a skull and a half, right? I was not expecting to be able to even see a 3-skull difficulty mission. Well, we definitely can't do that. Yeah, man, I do not want to crash our pirate rep. I want to get to good pirate rep at some point. We can take on these ones against the Taurians, though. I do wish that this was information that was visible on this screen. Like, as it shows you the person you're working for, it should also show you the person you're working against. Training day. Oh, this is one of those just put in one pilot things, and it pays over 1 million C-bills? Well, we should probably start with this, right? It's against the Taurians, which I'm 100% fine with. I feel like we probably want to do something like that. A piece of priority salvage in case we see a nice piece of gear, but I need the money really badly right now. Yeah, let's start here, because this is unlikely to screw up our mechs too much. Actually, hold on. Let's go to the mech base, because I do want to show you. I made some changes. First of all, one of our Centurions has been refitted to be a little bit more mobile. I took out the AC-10 and replaced it with an AC-5, which has 15 less damage, but it has greater range, and it's considerably lighter. And then I used the bonus, the weight that we managed to claw back, to install jump jets and a second LRM-10 battery. So we lost 15 points of autocannon damage, but we gained 40 points worth of missile damage, and also a lot of bonus stability damage as well. Hopefully this thing will be able to fulfill its role as a sniper a little bit more effectively, and then we had a bunch of weight left over, so I threw a small laser in there. The AC-5 does not behave as well as the AC-10 does at very, very short range, so the small lasers to give it a little bit more power if it needs to get into like a punching contest. I also reworked the other Centurion a little bit less thoroughly, but basically just to get a jump jet into the center torso, because I really, really like it when if you have at least one jump jet, you're so much more mobile. There are so many places that are hard to walk to in a mission. I refitted the Jenner by removing one of the medium lasers and replacing it with this tag system. It's effectively a medium laser that only does 1 damage. It has considerably less heat output, and it marks enemies to make them take 20% bonus damage from enemy energy and ballistic weapons. I don't know how long that's active for. I don't know if it's like if it's for the rest of that turn or what, but it seems incredibly powerful. And frankly, with 4 medium lasers in the SRMs, the Jenner runs so hot that it can rarely fire all of its weapons more than once anyway, so I figure we're not really losing a lot of damage by doing this. I don't think I made any other major changes. I thought about refitting the Assassin now that we have the LRM bays, but I looked at the weight trade-offs and it feels pretty bad. Like, we would have to lose both the SRM 6 base in order to jam an LRM 10 bay in there, and that's just a lot less damage. I think the Assassin's just gonna be kind of a weird up-close glass cannon thing for the moment, until I think of something better to do with it. Alright, now, let's go to work. And I think the way we go to work here is we're gonna put that super long-range Centurion out on the field with somebody in charge. I did level up all of our pilots, after the last video, so you can see people have a variety of abilities here. I think we're going to put Tire Fire in because Tire Fire has multi-target. This might be just the thing with the long range. Is this the right Centurion? This is the UAC-5 one. I want the other one. Yeah, I think this is how we want to do it. Also, I think this Centurion will be better at mid-range fighting too. The LRMs are a little bit tricky to work in mid-range, but it's generating less heat than firing the LRM-10 plus 2 medium lasers. And we are in a Martian biome here, so that matters. The thin atmosphere makes it difficult to sink heat, and it can suddenly whip up dust into swirling storms that provide cover. Also, big radiation fields. We could just run Returned here. I think it makes the most sense to bring in Tire Fire. Drop looks like it might require more firepower than that. I can't do anything else. It is interesting that it's 2 skulls and they're sending a commando and 2 urban mechs. Maybe he's right. Maybe the problem here is that they're wholly unprepared and I need to be able to carry them a little bit more. Alright, let's have a look at the other jobs. It'll be so nice once we have a proper, like a heavy of our own, or even a medium of our own. And another one. We finally tracked down the pirate terrorists responsible for a deadly attack on one of our facilities. Unfortunately, even though there's only 2 of them, they're extremely heavily armed and very, very dangerous. We might want to wait on this. Let's do the easier missions first. Let's do the Skull and a Halves. So, Hot Landing. This has a nice high pay for its difficulty level. Oh, so does this. Is this against the pirates? This one's against the Taurians? Yeah, okay. I like this. Satellite surveillance pictures show that a heavy lance was inserted onto the planet's surface by a Taurian dropship. Currently, we believe they're securing their LZ and preparing for whatever operation they have planned. Before they finish securing the area, kill them all. Got it. I'm good at kill them all. You might even go so far as to say that it is my only meaningful skill. Alright, let's, Pancake has sure footing. What mechs do we want to use here, actually? I don't really know what we're expecting. We probably don't want to run the Jenner, because even with the lower heat output, like, the Martian atmosphere is just going to be too tough. The Assassin does not run super hot, and does have quite a lot of damage output. Firestarter, I think, is probably a real good play. I mean, we could just run the Irby. I'm actually pretty torn. I like the Assassin a lot. I think it's a good, strong mech that unfortunately sometimes blows up for reasons that are wholly beyond my control. I'm gonna run the assassin. So you in the longer range Centurion, the closer range Centurion can just take, yeah, somebody with Bulwark. Firestarter gets bonus evasion from movement, and honestly the assassin should probably also have bonus evasion from movement. I think I like this. And Steamfitter's over his tantrum, right? I think so. Alright, let's try it. I'm a little worried that going for that 2-star, or the 2-skull, would damage our crew a little bit. And if we have to do a mission that damages people and equipment, we want to put it at the end rather than at the beginning so that we don't also make all the other missions more dangerous. Hopefully it's logic that that makes sense to people. But we're going to be, if we can even get a couple of these jobs done, we're going to be just fine on money, to the point where I probably could have just kept our pay at extravagant. They're securing their LZ and preparing for stuff, so they're just some mechs in an area. If they just set down, they may not be battle ready. We might catch them with their metaphorical pants down. It is also good to catch them with their literal pants down. If we could do that, it's very difficult to drive a mech with your pants around your ankles. I assume there are pedals involved? Listen, I don't know how this stuff works. Alright, move up and make contact. Let's see what we're dealing with. It's gonna be bad.
Good to go, Commander. Moving to position.
As ever, Assassin and Firestarter are going to be the real scouts here. So yeah, these dust storms provide cover, much like a forest. So we do need to pay attention to those. Those are important. I assume a lot of the cover effect comes from enemy targeting systems having a hard time just like telling what's going on.
Don't need to tell me twice.
And not so much the actual obscuring of the giant robots, which are considerably giant.
Moving out. I've got a sensor trace.
That looks like a vehicle? Okay. So you can see whirlwinds reduce movement and spotting distance. So I guess
I understand.
there probably is a little bit of visual issue as well, in addition to providing you the cover. Interesting. So it looks like they have something that moved on.
What's the plan?
Moved on 4. I think I'm going to reserve down. We definitely want to do stuff on 3, try to kill that vehicle before it gets its turn. But I can let the enemies move in on us a little bit more. Just want to get caught off guard here as little as possible. This is a situation where if we had somebody who had sensor lock, they could lock onto just the fact that we know there's something out there. And we would get vision of it. We wouldn't have to use an actual mech to move up as a spotter. Alright, Locust is going to fire his medium laser at us. Is that what that was? Yeah, 2 mediums, 2 smalls. Okay. That's probably also like a Locust or a Spider or something. Who do I want to move up?
Commander.
The Firestarter's a little bit tougher, I guess. I mean, I also definitely want to maintain the cover here. I'll only be able to fire 2 medium lasers from here, and also I'm not as evasive as I would like. I want to be real careful about using the jump jets on this planet, though.
Of course.
This is the atmosphere. It is a flea. What if a Locust was even worse than a Locust? And that's a Striker, so that's gotta die.
Yes, Commander.
You can see, we weren't even able to sink all the heat from 2 medium lasers there.
Standing by.
Alright, let's start with the other Centurion. Can't quite make it into the cover. But yeah, we're definitely just doing this thing, right?
Special delivery.
Alright. Turns out, missiles weren't necessary. Still gotta fire them. If you rolled in the 15% miss chance there, you would feel real silly for not having fired all the other weapons. Alright, and then here we're probably just gonna poke at this guy a little bit to strip one evasion charge, and then we'll send the assassin after him. Wait, am I getting... No, sorry. I was getting a little confused here. I thought this was saying I was gonna move and get 2 evasion charges, but those are the evasion charges on the other guy's bar. We should take what we can get. Alright, so we are not gonna use the UAC here. Nor the LRMs. I think maybe we just fire the large laser. Okay, lucky hit.
Orders.
So for the assassin, this guy only has 1 evasion charge. There's a decent chance of doing some real damage here. That's not as high as I would like, honestly. Get a lot of evasion though.
I've got eyes on hostile reinforcements. They're heading your way.
Something else that moves on 4, so I'm not too worried about it.
Acknowledged.
Okay, I mean that was something. Probably another striker is my guess. I don't think that we have too much to worry about on that one. Yep, here's the LRM pod. That was indeed 10, I believe.
How might I help?
Alright, well, we can have the Firestarter go way in on this guy. He has effectively no heat, so firing the flamethrowers at him doesn't seem like a great move. He also just doesn't even really do that much damage. If we ran all the way up here... What's his leg is very busted. If we ran all the way up there, fired the lasers and the machine guns, targeting the leg, a hit would knock him down to 2 initiative. That does make my life easier. Yeah, sure. Let's try it.
Consider it done.
So we'll preserve flamethrower fuel to fire at something that actually has some heat on it. And we'll just see if we can put him down. All I needed was a single machine gun round to hit that leg.
I've been sensor locked.
Uh-oh, they have sensor lock. That's not good for us, since we know they have LRMs and everything. Firestarter's kind of a tough mech. Here goes my last evasion charge. I was not expecting to see proper sensor lock just yet. Alright, we kind of put our little guys out here in harm's way. We can still put this dude down before he does anything terrifying, I think. So the arms have the weaponry. I kind of want to just move out to, like, to the right here. Do something like this. Maybe like right here. I'm trying to find a place where I can get as much evasion as possible. Also vision of the tank, so the Centurions can shoot at it, and also a left quadrant shot on this guy again for the hope of breaking the leg. Yeah, let's do this.
Confirmed.
It's not 100% ideal. That is a heavy SRM commando. Definitely a little worrying.
Affirmative. Solid connection on that one.
Alright, so we left his center torso at 12 health, and we did 2 points of damage to the pilot by blowing up a torso section and knocking the mech over. He's very close to dead. This is a lot of enemies, though. Sorry, what the hell do they have that has 2 large lasers on it?
That shot got past my armor. Receiving you.
That seems like a problem. Okay.
Good to go.
Let's have Tire Fire step up. This is where we're gonna put our multi-target to use for the first time. And I'm gonna intentionally not put the Centurions in cover, because I want the enemies to be drawn to firing at them. So we're gonna put both of the LRM pods into the striker, and we're going to hope that the AC-5 hits something lethal on this guy. A pretty large number of the hit locations kill him instantly because half of his mech is missing. So, fingers crossed, everybody.
No problem. I've got enough
Okay.
guns for everyone.
Excellent. See this right here? This is exactly what this is for. Without multi-target, if you deal just short of lethal damage to an enemy mech, you have to spend somebody's entire turn correcting the problem. This way we get to just, we get to also do something else meaningful.
Got it.
How much damage did you actually take? Wow, not that much, really. These things are way too tough.
Affirmative.
Well, I do believe it is a high priority. That front section's looking pretty weak. 30 health left. Yeah, that is not great. He's way out in the middle of everything. Okay, you gotta do something. You gotta do something fairly drastic. Probably the something you gotta do is, like, I don't want to jump, but maybe it is a jump. You're gonna get way over here. Do you have... you don't quite have melee range. That's a shame. Maybe it's just a run? Because this will give me cover from the distant mechs with the big guns. And I can maybe... I was gonna say I'm not super worried about the flea. The flea is kind of annoying. But I think it makes sense to kill the striker first. We gotta control these guys a little bit better. This gives me 4 evasion.
Yes, Commander.
Yeah, I like this. So he has 30... We'd have to hit him with both of the medium lasers to kill him. But the flea has all of that evasion. That's just not... That's not going to work. Alright, here's just fingers crossed. Did I hit him with... Okay, I got him with 1. The other laser hit, but it hit the turret, I think. Basically, it went somewhere that was irrelevant. Now the assassin gets shot at by everyone in the side where the leg is already damaged.
Internal structure damage.
Which is definitely bad. I wasn't really expecting a pair of large lasers to even be on the table at this point in the campaign. Whatever we're fighting over there is a fair amount more dangerous than the most dangerous thing we have fought so far. Sorry, I guess excluding those 2 assault mechs from that one mission. So he's run up into the radiation field. Gonna use that as cover. And that's a problem.
Orders.
He has,
Waiting for orders.
he has managed to break through the armor on the part of the torso where the ammunition is stored. Okay, so if I stand right here, I'm in the front arc on that striker.
Got it.
So we do have to finish the striker. But it should take less than 1 LRM-10 pod to do it. And then it almost doesn't help at all to shoot at any of these guys. So I guess we do something like this. We probably don't even fire these LRMs. I mean, I guess I should. We should... Like, we're already going to strip the evasion just by firing the AC-5 at it. The LRMs, do these really add anything? I'm not too worried about our ammo. We have lots and lots of ammo. Yeah, I'm just going to not fire them so that we recover heat.
You get a headshot, and you get a headshot.
Okay. That's handled. That would have been a really cool hit.
That would be a miss.
It was not likely, but it would have been real neat. It's a crab. Okay, right arm's gone. That's a medium laser.
Weapon system down.
All of the other weapons are also on the right side, though.
Good to go.
Okay, you have to get to cover. 30%. %30 of 16 missiles. Yeah, maybe we just sprint away instead of jumping. So all I really need is cover. If I get right up on him, he is going to have to shoot through 4 points of evasion plus the radiation field. But also, I gain heat, which I guess is just like, yeah, don't fire. How far can I walk? Oh, I can walk to here and then brace. I walk to right here, I'm still shootable by that guy. Yeah, alright, I'm gonna do that.
Copy that. Yes, Commander.
Sourdough's not gonna be able to hit anything, I don't think. I mean, we can get right up on this guy and get 45% with the lasers. But what we really need to do is threaten a punch, right?
Aye, aye.
This guy is not actually better. Okay, that was a pretty good shot. Took his leg off at the hip. Well, that's going to make it a lot easier to step on him. And they have limited vision of us now. They're going to have to move forward to re-engage. And we just don't get to use the assassin in any of the rest of the jobs on the planet, which is probably really bad, actually. Yeah, definitely go and step on him. Do not use the flamethrowers. I think that's an okay spot to stand. I think that's better than over here. I believe I'm not actually in the radiation field that way. Let me bleed some heat off. He's stationary. He's as stationary as anyone could possibly be. How did you miss that? This guy's going to be able to get vision back. Really thought he would have a very small chance of making contact on account of the radiation field plus 4 pips of evasion. But, apparently not. Apparently that's a real easy shot. Okay. We might have to just withdraw Pancake entirely.
Commander.
To prevent that mech from taking any further damage. That's not what I want to do. You know what I do want to do is finish this. It's a real problem, though, this thing where the enemy mechs are always impossible to hit. And I cannot wait until we have some skill points into gunnery. He's about to have his turn, and he still has 100% of his weapon systems 100% functional. And we do have to go step on him.
Affirmative.
And if this one misses too, I'm going to be very sad.
For physical attack.
Okay.
Oh, it's on now. One less target.
And hey, now we're inspired. That's nice. Yeah, that crab's going to have to go. I think we're going to use this thing as cover to draw it forward.
Waiting on you, Commander.
It being able to see me while I'm not able to see it is a real bummer. This is going to still let it shoot me from up there, but I can't really... Yeah, I just can't get to cover while also being able to fire. If I use a jump jet, I suppose... Yeah, okay, if I use a jump jet, I can get out to here, and I can rotate in the air. Here doesn't even give me an obstructed shot. This is going to generate some heat, but...
Got it.
We got to get to work here. Like, we got to start doing something. That's not so bad. We just try to go to the center and destroy the thing.
Here we go.
Okay, took an arm off, which removed a weapon. And we caused an ammo explosion
Like it.
in the right torso, which means that he currently has only the weapon kit in the center. That's pretty good for us. And the assassin, I mean, what we can do is turn like this, so that only the left side of the assassin is available to the enemies. But it's also a little, well, the torso's fine. I'm going to do this. And we're going to try to stick it out a little bit longer because we need to. Okay, that was, I mean, what can you expect? We knew what the shot percentage was. Alright, the Locust is going to have a shot on the fire starter. I mean, it's not going to, it has shots on the Centurions too, but it's not going to take them. I think a lot of what it's doing is just getting into a position where it can provide vision for the crab.
Reporting.
And we can't really do anything about that. It's moving too fast. I can't hit it. I wonder if the right thing to do here is just to not go anywhere. Maybe reserve down, let the enemies close in a little bit more, and then... So this guy will move forward, and then we'll all get our turns. We'll be able to shoot. Because they went last in the 4 phase, we'll go first in the 3 phase. We'll be able to try to take down the commando before it gets a turn. This guy will have to try to find his angle, which he will find. There's not a lot we can do to stop him. Well, like, taking the Firestarter's turn right now doesn't help us. I want the Firestarter to go after the crab, ideally. Okay, Locust is moving away from us, mostly. Indirect fire. If the assassin loses the other arm, it's not a big deal.
Receiving you. I hear ya.
Alright, tire fire. You gotta stand strong and just try to put that thing away. You are the only one of us who has a realistic chance at hitting anything here, so you gotta do it. I mean, like, these are pretty good shot odds, right? If we manage to get the kill, that probably puts us... Yeah, that'll put us back up to inspiration range.
Uh-huh.
Come on. Yes! Oh no, it's only plus 10. I thought it was plus 15 per kill. So we are not, in fact, inspired. Crab takes its turn. It moves closer. It shoots at a mountain. I mean, there's no shot there, right? It could not possibly have hit using, like, physics. Obviously, it's a video game, and it had options. But I can't believe that Crab got 3 evasion pips from that amount of movement. That's wild. Well, we're definitely giving the Crab the full treatment here. Unfortunately, there's no space in the radiation field that still has vision. Direct vision. I definitely want to use the UAC here. How are you arrayed? Are the lasers on the arms? They are. So we can probably peel one of the lasers pretty easily. And we have to get a little bit lucky.
Standing by.
Let's have the UAC go last. I think what we're going to do is have the Firestarter run out here like this. Get a bunch of evasion charges, fire 2 medium lasers. Actually, he can get, like, right up on him. Somehow that crab has no heat? It must have a ton of heat sinks somewhere. Ah, yeah. Our extra heat sinks in the legs. So we could get all the way up here and drop fire on it. I don't know how much that helps, but it does feel like this is a smart move. Get way up on there with 100 evasion charges and just make life really awkward for them. This is a Locust, so it probably can't retaliate too well in close combat. I'm going to do this.
Going skyward.
We are going to end up with some heat. I just don't, like, with him having 0 heat, I don't think it's worth shooting the flamethrowers. We can do this stuff, we'll probably deal some damage. Okay, happy to see a lot of fire going toward that left side.
Standing by.
You step out to, sadly, here is the best we can do. We're definitely doing an aim shot. So this will knock his initiative down to 2 for next turn, so we get to hit him again before he gets to move. And I'm turning everything on. We're going for the somewhat damaged left torso, where we have to deal 103 damage versus the 89 from just hitting directly on the arm. But if we get the torso, it also opens up the center a lot better. Like, everything that was important hit the arm instead of the torso.
I think I hit something good.
Yeah.
Ready
Those
for orders.
UAC shots had not hit the arm, we'd be in really, really good shape right now. If we run this guy out to here, we get 5 evasion pips. They get a single... Oh, no, sorry. They will get both of their locusts, because... Right, the assassin's initiative 3, not 4. What is this guy packing? Laser's large enough to make that scary. And it doesn't take much at this point, right? This thing is in dire shape. I think I'm going to go for it, because I think we need it. I think we need every little bit here. I need to try to keep as much damage off of the Centurions as possible, because the Assassin's already out of commission for the rest of the planet, but the Centurions need to be saved for later.
Roger.
Plus, dude had a single point of evasion left, so that's got to get peeled.
Think I hit something good.
Alright, did we do much damage to the center armor? Yeah, actually. Got through pretty big. Alright, this locust is moving away from the assassin, which I take as a good sign. We might be able to knock the crab over through sheer accumulated stability damage. We're only at 2 bars. I'm wondering about running over there and punching it, to be perfectly honest with you. I could use the heat reduction. This does put us in a little bit of... Like, if I go for this one, which I do want to... Right, I want to swing through the damage side. This does put us in a position to maybe take some friendly fire. But it'll stack up stability. It'll potentially open him up. I wonder if I should... I think I'm going to reserve down. Since he doesn't move until 2 anyway, let's hold on to all that evasion. Make the other locust do stuff, and then we'll figure it out afterward. So if I'm going to do that step-in maneuver, I probably want to do it after everybody else fires. Alright, getting good value off of that evasion. How damaged is that torso section? Like, is the fire starter... Yeah, the fire starter's totally still serviceable.
Waiting for orders.
The assassin's the only real loss so far. And it's not like that big of a deal. I want to make sure I'm in optimal firing range for all of the toys.
Move order received.
Ooh, that's way too much heat. Holy crap. Turn off both the lasers. Okay. I don't know that we need to aim this coming in from the side. I think I'd rather just preserve the resolve.
On it.
Okay, we got there. We got there.
Target neutralized.
I would not mind taking a piece of a crab home. That might be our piece of priority
Good to
salvage
go.
right there. And then you... Probably want to step back. There's no place where I can get 2 evasion and also be able to shoot them. Because of the degree to which I have to turn. That's fine.
I read you, Commander. Moving
Just get
out.
the 1 evasion then. 2 medium lasers, 2 smalls. This guy's a little bit more dangerous. And I'm firing front. It's just aim center.
Roger that. Firing on target.
Okay, well we got a leg. Also, almost the rest of him.
Want
Oh.
some more? Huh?
A single point of torso. Also, he has an LRM ammo bin in the torso. It's a real shame we didn't manage to get a single crit in all those missiles.
Waiting for orders.
Well, that's good news, though, in a lot of ways. So I can just run over and stomp him. How much evasion do I get? 3? You have no heat at all. I can't melee the other guy. I'm just a little bit too slow. That would be the move, I think. If we could punch this guy, the move is punch that guy for sure. Do I want to step on this guy, or do I want to open up on you? Hold on. Let's actually examine the assassin's attack. Let's say I do, like, this. Keep my left arm toward him.
Moving out.
To ignore exactly all of that evasion.
Locking on.
He doesn't act
Yes,
until
Commander.
2 next turn, so we don't have to try to put him down now. Now that this guy's a little bit less evasive, I think we do just go for him. Did a lot of damage to his left arm, which is not great for everybody else, but the fire starter actually can get a shot in from the left.
Yes, Commander.
And I think at this point we turn the flamers back on for the small amount of damage that they deal.
Confirmed.
This battle is coming to an end pretty soon. Alright, took off most of his weapons.
Scored a critical hit.
Well, half of his weapons. He is in full retreat. He is running backwards as fast as his legs will carry him. Alright, so this turn we could pretty easily have anybody finish off the downed one.
Reporting.
We do have the ability to throw a punch, and I think we go for it.
Coordinates confirmed.
We might even get enough stability damage in here to, Oh, well, of course I missed. What is up with this fire starter today? Did I hit with the flamethrowers very much? Ah, that's a shame. Wait, I thought his initiative number was 2. Didn't we do an aimed shot into a knockdown? I don't know, whatever. It's not terribly important, but I planned around him not getting to move until after all of us.
On my way.
Let's move up and just give this guy whatever we can give him without overheating. Turns out, not a ton. Okay, center torso is open.
What can I do for you?
My inclination is to finish off the one that only has one leg. Actually, I guess I could probably
On my way.
split the shots here. Firing from this angle, this guy is unlikely to survive a single LRM volley, so we go like this. Just flip one of these over to B.
Got it.
Hey, that's a pretty good turn for you there, Tirefire. Hopefully, for anyone who had not seen multi-target in action before, that shows you why it's useful. It's actually a really, really good mission for it. And I am embarrassed. I'm embarrassed to have effectively lost a mech, temporarily lost a mech, to enemies of that caliber. It was a poor reflection on their character and the size of their weaponry. Firestarter's fine. I think for our piece of priority salvage, we're taking that crab. We could grab the large laser, but I think this makes the most sense. It's gonna take forever to put one together, but it's a nice machine to have. Okay. Didn't get a ton of that stuff. We sure did get paid, though. Once again, we can feel the warm, warm embrace of fiscal solvency. Let's do one more, real quick, before we call it for the day. And I say real quick, you know, knowing for sure that it will not be. So the other 1.5s are both against the pirates. What about this bounty hunting mission? This is also against the pirates. What's our overall reputation with them right now? I don't want to drop down into the next threshold. But we could go a ways. I think we have to take some of these anti-pirate missions just because we need the money. So, tag team's pretty high pay. We have a situation here and we'd like your help. We've detected a joint task force of pirate and Comstar units operating openly on the planet. Hunt them down, turn them to scrap, but even if we do manage to find them, our own forces aren't up to the task. We'd like you to send a lance to accompany our own team. Oh, it's going to be a 2v2. That's interesting. Yeah, I'm down for that. I think we can handle that job. Probably going to be a lot of salvage available, but also we really need money. I'm going to take it as a 1-7, because this is a number that we can't turn down. Yeah, let's do it this way. Alright, we will bring the urban mech, perhaps? Once again, I'm a little reluctant to bring the Jenner in a place that is going to be as hot as this place is going to be. And is this our, for the moment, A-team? I think so. Well, maybe Pancake doesn't make sense for the urban mech? I guess it's going to have trouble getting from cover to cover. So actually, sure-footing might be better than Bulwark. Once we get into a spot, though, we probably don't want to move it ever again. I'm going to drop Pancake out, and we'll put in Cruise. That AC-10, I want as many points of gunnery behind it as possible. Alright. Yep, I know. We are missing 5 points of structure on the Firestarter. We could have had that go really poorly. The shot that did damage to the structure there could have touched off the machine gun ammo bin in the right torso, and if it had, that mech would have been made useless, like, immediately. Got a little bit lucky. I'm not actually sure what the chance of scoring a critical hit is. I think it's pretty high. You do not want ammunition going into an open part of your mech. So we're just going to be careful here and try to use the friendly lance for cover as much as possible. I need to look at the store again. I just kind of scrolled past all the stuff at the top because I was like, yeah, we're broke. We can't afford mechs. But now that I see how much money there is to be made here, I wonder if maybe we can. It's definitely at least worth investigating. We might be able to add another thing. At this point, adding more mechs, not even for greater combat capability, but just like more smalls so that we can afford to lose more mechs and still be able to push on with missions would probably be a good idea. Alright, Alpha Lance, task force is up ahead. Our intel puts them somewhere in this area. You know, where that big robot is. Once we've cleared the enemy lances, regroup at this location for extraction. Oh right, listen, mercenaries, do us all a favor and stay out of the way. Let the professionals work. Is this guy for real, boss? Shit, I say let him take all the enemy fire. Less overtime for my crew. Just stick near him and keep him alive, Commander. Doesn't matter who gets the kills as long as these professionals make it back more or less intact. Are we getting a bonus objective for that? This is Argo Actual, Restoration Lance. We'll cover your advance and... Oh, that won't be necessary, Argo. We've got this. Just stay put and keep out of our fields of fire. He's just gonna take off, huh? Ensure Restoration Lance safely evacs. One must survive an evac. Also, they did let us land first. Let's see what they got. Ooh, a Phoenix Hawk. That's a pretty big mech. Not very good weaponry, though. A Locust, a Wolverine. I'm not a huge fan of the Wolverine. I think it's kind of a bad design. It's very heavy and too much of the weight goes to things that aren't killing. You know how I feel about things that aren't killing. It's a bunch of silly luxury nonsense.
I read you, Commander. Moving out.
Firestarter up here. See if we can't get some readings.
Coordinates received.
The sooner we can get targeting data, the sooner we can start using all these LRMs. I'm really digging how much livelier the new mission types feel, though. There's so many more mechs. There's so many more mechs that aren't just like me and the one enemy. it does, in addition to making the missions more tactically interesting, it does give more of a feeling of like, this is a galaxy where there are a lot of people, a lot of factions vying for a lot of things. I don't believe we will be moving again on 4. We're gonna take it easy for a second here, let the enemies approach. Honestly, I may well reserve all the way down. I do like to go after the enemies and then before them again. Okay, so they got a lot of smalls. Also, for some reason, despite them going last in Phase 4, they also get to go first in Phase 3. I mean, yeah, I'm just going to reserve down. Let's see what happens. My suspicion is that we're going to see our allied lance take a real slow approach. We might actually have to back up a little bit in order to let them take the initial wave. I'm going to reserve down to 1, just because okay. I was curious if any of the enemies would move on 2.
Standing by.
They don't have anything that heavy. So what I'm thinking is, we have this guy jump in, just to provide a little bit of vision. He doesn't really get a lot accomplished, but he sets up LRM fire. And then we have him jump out at the beginning of next turn before he can really has a chance to take much damage.
Here we go.
Alright, show me what we're working with. Locust, Spider, Locust. This one only has 3 evasion pips, so he is our man. Not going to bother with the flamethrowers just yet, but we will let him have it with the machine guns. Just trying to strip some evasion here. I don't need to be generating a ton of heat on myself.
Waiting for orders.
Yeah, and then the Centurions.
Waiting on you, Commander.
Urban Mech actually probably does keep moving up. It's just, it's so hard to get him into combat position, you know?
Waiting for orders.
I'm not really sure. I am going to move back down the hill a little bit with this guy. Tire fire does not need to be the first person shot.
Tell me twice.
40%. Well, better than nothing, and we certainly have the ammo. I'm not too worried about spending it irresponsibly. Alright, we're cracking that center torso armor. You do kind of the same thing, just back up and
Move order received.
drop some indirect fire.
Firing on target.
Not another center hit, unfortunately.
Good to go.
And you maybe actually just stay exactly where you are. Maybe move up a little bit. I want the Urban Mech to be solidly behind the hill, but also close enough to peek over it in a single move. Life is tough when you got stubby little legs. Okay, for a second there when the camera started moving to the right, I thought another lance was going to appear here, and I was like, oh god, I've killed the fire starter already. What are you doing? Cowardice. Look at that. It's just embarrassing is what it is. Okay, Commando 1B is the kind with the large laser. I don't know how that missed, but it missed. And now to execute part 2 of our brilliant Firestarter plan, the part where the Firestarter hides. Oh right, there are technically 2 enemy players. I have left the Firestarter to get shot twice. Okay, they could not pull it off.
Reporting.
Just get back down. Get back down and get ready to do it again at a moment's notice. We got to soften the thing up a little bit. Alright. Irby's in a position where it can pop over the hill and just squeeze a shot off real fast. Unfortunately, that thing is really moving. So they're all on 4-3. I'm not imagining that we're going to see the enemy lance move up into a position where they're actually going to be useful at all this turn. But we don't necessarily have to... We don't have to show up like the turn after them, I don't think. We just have to be behind them so that it is easier to shoot at them than it is to shoot at us. Which is to say, maybe the Urban Mech's backing off. They are running through the radiation field, which is going to make them a little harder to shoot, and thus make us a little bit more attractive as targets, which I don't love. Do I want to put the urban mech into a position to fire? Thing is, the urban mech doesn't get to go as early as everybody else. So here's where the other ability comes in. Vigilance. You gain guarded and entrenched, remove all your stability damage. You still get to shoot. So you get all the benefits of doing a brace without doing a brace. But on top of that, your next initiative is increased by 1. So what we could do with the urban mech here is have it run up, vigilance, take 1 shot at this thing, provide spotting for the LRMs, and then it gets to move on 4 next turn, so it'll only take like 1 or 2 hits, and then it'll get to bail back down. If I'm going to do that, I want to find the position where I can shoot at, where it is visible to the fewest enemies. It's actually really tough. They're clustering quite effectively. All 3 of those are obstructed shots. Right here I get some unobstructed shots, but also like we pay for this one. I guess the largest number of hits it can take is 2, right? I'm going to go ahead and go for this. Alright. Hang tough. And that guy only has 1 evasion pip. The guy has 2. I know we've already done a little bit of work on this dude, but this dude's also not actually that dangerous. And the commando doesn't have he doesn't have much evasion, and he doesn't have guarded. I cannot kill him with a single hit unless it like goes wild and hits the head. But we can do real damage here.
Tell me what to shoot.
Like that. We could just take his arm clean off.
Huh?
It's a shame that that's not where the large laser was. Alright, your job is just to fire at this guy. Why is that so bad? Wow. Alright, well, not much we can do about that except move to a place where I have direct fire. Can I? No, I cannot. The ground is too uneven. Which is actually fine. It's like, actually the way we'd prefer it be. But if I do this, then that lets me... I mean, I guess I could jump. I do have a jump jet now, but yeah, it's not actually better. Let's be way over here so that I'm hard to see, but I can get a straight line of sight next turn for something.
Target acquired.
With this mech, we do have to be a little bit more careful.
Waiting for
With the
orders.
missiles, we don't have quite as many.
Moving out.
Alright, any chance of an actual breakthrough here? Not really.
Special delivery.
You gotta put the work in.
Good
Oh, sorry,
to go.
the Irby's naturally a 5. Or naturally a 4, that's right, so it does... Doing this lets me pull it out without getting shot at all. If I had remembered that it was a 4 instead of a 3, I would probably not have bothered the vigilance at all. Do I want to just... No, I probably want to withdraw. I don't want to take damage. I want them to take damage on my behalf. It was probably right to do it this way. Okay, and now we're getting vision from their mechs, and also their mechs are moving up into enemy vision, so that we're going to start seeing the enemies draw off and fire on them, which is good. Trying to build up some evasion on that commando. It definitely... I cannot believe that it can see me from there. Also, of course, it prefers my my mechs to these guys.
How might I help?
The Firestarter is absolutely not doing anything this turn. Alright, let's see the, ooh, lucky stray shots there. Interesting. Stray shots remove evasion. That's a thing that we might want to keep in mind for later. Is he chasing the urban mech? He absolutely is. Well, it's a good thing we braced. I think I'm probably just reserving again. Let's let stuff unfold here. A couple of AC2s, not a big deal. Let's let things unfold. Let's let the enemy mechs completely commit to attacking. Let's let the friendly mechs do their thing. Boy, you're gonna leap into an attack position in this heat? Wow, that's a lot of lasers that you just fired as well. Yep, that's a considerable amount of heat. Not going to be able to do that again. So one of their mediums is a Wolverine. That's not too bad. I definitely think a Wolverine is less dangerous than our Centurions. They can't quite seem to close the deal here. I think we're going to have to do an awful lot of this work for them. And that's a Vulcan. I'm not too familiar with a Vulcan. We'll look at it in a second here when it's our turn. You guys want to maybe actually like close up one of the enemies, or no? Can't even knock a weapon off of him while he's down? So it has that CQC suite. I mean, that thing's dangerous. It's got a lot of medium lasers. It's also got quite a bit of armor. Seems like a solid mech. Should we prioritize it? I kind of want to strip some more of these mediums, or these little ones, just because they're like right up on top of us. But maybe we should get focused in on this other dude. So let's have Tire Fire get up here. Actually, I'd like to be as far back as possible, but yeah, like this. Ooh, no, I want an unobstructed line of sight to the Vulcan. Yeah, so I guess we're doing this. This puts me in a position where everybody can shoot at me, so let's hope they don't. How much damage is it going to take to finish this job? Not that much. Alright, if we go your A and your B, we redirect a single LRM pod. Oh no, he's too close. Okay, never mind. We'll just do a standard shot.
Roger that. Firing on target.
Stripping a little bit of evasion here before we put the UACs into him.
Good to go. Confirmed. Confirmed.
Alright, we got him unsteady. So where's he at on... Right arm... Okay, the right torso has actually a lot of his weapons. 3 of the 4 medium lasers are there.
What's the plan?
So if we stripped his right side, we would do some real damage. Boy, he asks a good question. What is the plan? And I'd like to work on this guy a little bit more. He still has that large laser, which is like one of the few weapons left that's really dangerous to our large mechs. One of the few weapons on their smaller guys that is dangerous to our large mechs. So I sort of I wanna like jump to... Yeah, I want to jump to a position where I have all of my weapons available. Because the machine guns, I think, are going to be real valuable here. I don't love this on the whole. But they're only going to get to shoot at me a little bit before I can move again. And I still have all of my armor. Yeah, alright. Let's do it. We're going... No flamethrowers still, but... We need a single point of damage to the right torso to take that laser offline. Machine guns are definitely in. Okay, we have removed all of the weapons. All it has left is headbutts, and commandos do not melee very hard. Alright, they did manage to kill the guy who was downed for us. So after all this work, that's 2 enemy mechs down, 6 remaining. But I mean, that does make it 8 versus 6. Like, I'm talking like that's nothing, but we did something. We have made this pretty unfair in our favor, and it already was pretty unfair in our favor. Because it looks like it's 6 lights and 2 mediums against 4 or 5 mediums on our side.
What can I do for you?
Yeah, it's a good question. You can not really shoot that guy, probably. I might stay put and just stay guarded for the moment. Keep my entrenched up. Because this mech's pretty tough. What side? This is where the AC-10 ammo bin is. So actually, probably what I want to do. The thing is, I don't want to stay guarded because I don't intend to shoot this turn. I want to stay guarded because I just don't want to shoot until after these guys have moved and bled some of their evasion. I guess I could put him away, probably. Maybe even with a melee attack. Pretty decent odds, 40 plus 20. That's a useful thing to do. It won't get us too inspired. I'm just going to reserve. It's not that useful. He's going to punch somebody for like 25 damage next turn. That's... I guess the upside of taking him down is less about what he will do and more about what my allies will do. It is less likely that my allies will spend a whole turn shooting at a mech that is effectively out of the battle if I kill him. Okay, so they're making hard for the radiation field, trying to screw up our sensors. The Vulcan does not like the treatment he is receiving. Yeah, I'm kind of like, I'm a little blown away by the degree of cowardice that we are seeing here. So that guy has an AC-5, which is a real long-range weapon that can actually do real damage. I'm going to reserve down. He's going to use it, and then we're going to punish him for it. Yeah, this right here, this is exactly what I was talking about. He's spending that whole Phoenix Hawk's turn to do this thing. Instead of, you know, shooting at any mech that might matter even a little bit. And now I'm mad. I guess he did need to bleed heat anyway, so it's not like he would have had a big turn. Oh, okay. Something I had not counted for. Oh, right, the thing with the AC-2. We saw that AC-2 fire earlier, and then I forgot about it very quickly. Because I do that. It's like a superpower. Yeah, punch some little mechs. Why would you move... What? Why would you move to that range to shoot at a thing in a radiation field when you could punch at the thing in the radiation field? Okay, bad news for the Locust. There you go. That's a real strategy. Hit center, too.
Commander.
Okay.
I hear ya.
We need to get vision of their long-range mechs. Right now, they have vision of us with these little guys in a way that we can't really equal. I'm trying to unselect you. I want
Yes, Commander.
to actually
Yes,
grab
Commander.
Firestarter. Can we? No. Well, we can run over here and just break their vision of us so they have to close in. That's the other way to do this, and I think that's probably an okay move. Let's go for a front punch. And you know what? I will go ahead and engage the flamethrowers as well. Try to do my best here. Alright, a non-central... Oh, I punched him in the head. Sadly, non-lethally. Oh, I got his head to 1 health.
Connection on that one.
But I did cook him. I mean, he's in bad shape. He's very nearly dead.
Receiving you.
Alright, Cruz, can you punch the other one? No? Then I think just go ahead and finish this guy off.
Going toe to toe.
Not what I want to be doing with him, but I also don't want to waste a turn firing at a small mech in a radiation field, if I can avoid it.
Gotcha. Good to go.
Alright, so now our options for breaking up their vision all involve killing this locust that has 10,000 evasion. All of their long-range weaponry is direct fire, though, so what we can do is just back down the hill. Yeah, like this gets us perfectly safe, and then we just
Moving out.
fire LRM barrages at people. They don't even have to be good. They just have to... Actually, you know what? Sourdough doesn't do anything at all. Sourdough
Waiting
just
for orders.
bleeds heat, because we don't have enough ammo in that mech to be messing around. You, on the other hand, you can mess around.
Got it. Let's hit 'em
Boy,
hard.
that was a much lower number of missiles than the expected value. Alright, if that locust doesn't move before my fire starter comes up, I'm definitely going to just punch it. Okay, yeah, it's moving first. It's a good idea. Fortunately, the thing that it's doing doesn't seem like it's likely to aid in survival. It's going to walk backwards as slowly as possible. Yeah, that was not the correct answer.
What can I do for you?
Alright, let's put this thing away too. Sorry. No, don't jump on him. I know it's fun, but but resist the urge. Let's throw the punch from... I guess this isn't the injured side. The injured side's not that injured, though. I want the urban mech in a place where it can potentially still move over the hill.
Coordinates received. Ugh!
Okay, well, I can tell you why you missed. It's maybe not the optimal type of strike to use there.
And there's more where that came from.
You have orders?
Alright, Seamfitter, you must also attempt to kill. Probably the flamethrowers don't make a lot of sense in this case.
Confirmed.
Okay, that was a solid hit to the torso. I like a good torso hit. Didn't quite manage to actually break it though, huh? Yeah, a lot of what I'm trying to do is prevent this nonsense from happening. The faster this thing's down, the less our quote-unquote teammates are going to spend time messing with it. Okay, so the AC2 guy doesn't want to get directly involved in the fight. In theory, this thing should be pretty easy to kill.
Waiting on you, Commander.
It doesn't have evasion or anything, it's just like a sitting duck, so let's put an autocannon shot into it.
Time to die. Another hit like that and you're
2.
toast.
It has 2 health. Okay, there we go. They no longer have vision of us down here. Now their long-range mechs are going to have to come up. Well, I mean, once we kill this locust, their long-range mechs are going to have to come up. And you... Ooh, interesting. You could establish enough vision of that guy to shoot at him. We do have an enemy mech, or a friendly mech left. Let's let him move forward and provide me the vision I need. Ugh, a locust with 3 evasion and guarded. Some very annoying target. Yeah, that was definitely just an evasion stripping attack. There was no way he was going to do anything there.
Waiting for orders.
I think what we should probably do is shoot at this guy. Maybe a little bit better than that? Let's see. Next turn we're going to gain 15, so if I do this, we'll be at 70, or if I do this, we'll be at 40. I think I'm still going to do it, even though it pushes us out of Actually, can I move to a position where I have a straight shot? I can. Love a straight unobstructed shot if I could get one. Oh, can't jump. Alright, well, this is a bit of a beggars can't be choosers kind of situation.
Locked on.
Okay, well, I got one of the lasers out. Or one of the weapons, and the 3 lasers are right there now. I don't know what that locust is doing. An act of cowardice, the likes of which would get you killed by your commanding officer. In whatever the hell our company is called, I've already forgotten.
I hear ya.
Probably something about zombies.
Good to go.
You don't really need to do anything. Actually, neither one of you. Neither one of you need to do anything. I want to go first when fighting and last all of the rest of the time. Okay. New contacts. Probably the Comstar Lance. What? And another Lance in the AO. Hold on. I thought that was the... I thought we were already fighting the Comstar Lance. This has been 8 mechs, hasn't it? This is already 2 Lances. Well... that complicates things somewhat. I was definitely doing math like we were almost done. What do they have left? The AC-5. It's not too dangerous. So you're an AC-2, a medium laser. Okay, not terrifying. Both of the Vulcans are still real threats that we do have to care about. But we have an unobstructed shot here, and I think we must take it.
I read you, Commander. Moving out.
I think we'd be very foolish not to take this shot directly into that guy's damaged side. Okay. He's in rough shape.
You'll take it and like it.
Well, when she shoots you, you'll take it anyway. You don't have to like it. Frankly, I don't care. Some solid shooting from our teammates. He did manage to just barely break the center torso armor, so that's something, I guess. They're having a hell of a time hitting this assassin. I wish my assassin felt as impossible to touch.
Standing by.
Alright, Sourdough. It is probably the case that you should just finish the job. The thing only has 1 medium laser left. I guess I don't really care about it anymore. I think we've done the damage we needed to do. Machine gun on this side. Okay. So the AC-2, he's cradling the AC-2 away from us. I think that's not that big of a deal, honestly. I'm just going to move up a little bit because I want to be firing into this side of him.
On the move.
We got to watch our heat a little bit. This is going to bring me right up to my threshold. There we go. That's the breakthrough we needed.
I think I hit something good.
So we stripped a little bit of center torso armor off. He's definitely vulnerable. And the AI is just going to focus on whoever looks weakest, even if the reason they look weakest is because they can no longer contribute to the fight in any meaningful way. I think we just run the Irby up here. I want to get into a position where I can shoot at people.
Got it.
Awaiting orders.
And then the same is true for you. You also need to get into a position where you can actually shoot at somebody if the need arose.
Of course.
Fortunately, we can do that while gaining 7 pips of evasion. Worried about the direction that Comstar Lance is going to come in from? I really did not I am surprised that they straight up lied to me about how many mechs we were going to fight. I guess I shouldn't be. I know that happens. But there's a pretty big difference between 8 and 12. For those of you doing the math along at home, it's 4. If you said 4, you're correct. Risky move.
On my way.
But I do want to put some more stability damage on this guy.
Tell me what to shoot.
Okay, nice. Nice center torso hit there. Screw stability damage, he's just gonna die. The Locust... I was gonna say that Locust could, in theory, kill him. 2 medium laser shots is totally potentially lethal. Okay, that I'm not too worried about. I'm a little worried about it. We gotta not be taking damage to the right side of this mech.
What's the plan?
You probably don't move yet.
Holding.
Okay, I don't know if shooting at the full health guy is the right move at this moment. We do still have this, Yep. Despite all sensible advice,
Orders.
shooting at the urban mech over everything else.
Waiting for orders.
So I would obviously love to finish this dude off. It'd be great to move to a position where I could get an unobstructed shot on him. If I move up like this, I'm pretty much completely sacrificing my ability to hit anybody else. It'd be really cool if we could find, yeah, like right here, a good position to hit this guy and that guy, but I can't actually fire at them in any meaningful way from that distance. I guess we only actually need direct fire on the one we haven't damaged yet, because I can just LRM the other guy, but I can't move closer. Moving closer breaks my weapon ranges. This works. It's a little weird, but it works. All right, so unfortunately now I'm firing at the front here, so we actually probably do have to put more weapons into him. I'm going to prefer A. We're going to put a single LRM into B. We're just going to hope here a little bit. Did not get there. Did unsteady him, so he lost his evasion. You we killed, though. Yeah, I wanted to make sure...
Bang! You're dead.
I wanted to put more weapons into the other guy, because he still has a turn coming up, but couldn't stop it. Like, nobody can seem to stop him. He's at 3 health and still kicking. Okay, bad news is Sourdough probably can't really fight this turn.
Yes, Commander.
And Firestarter, the Firestarter has no ability to hit this guy. Alright, what do? We turn off both the lasers. All of this stuff, we just hit him with the UAC? Probably not. We just hit him with the LRMs? Yeah. I want him dead, obviously. Okay, there we go.
Tango down.
Well, whatever's up with those locusts, they are not, or whatever's up with those Comstar guys, they are not in a good position to fight us at this point. We have what I would describe as a significant operational advantage. So you just need to jump way forward? Yeah. It's gonna generate a small amount of heat. And then, I probably go ahead and flamethrower this guy. He's got a little bit of heat on him. I can make his next turn real awkward.
Let's get this done, folks.
Would have been cool to hit with all 4 of the flamethrowers. My guess is we're going to see retreat from him on his next play. Where's he keeping all of his ammo? Nothing in the center because he's too smart. SRM's in the left. Where's the ammo for the autocannon? Okay, it's in the arm along with the autocannon. That's not a big deal. We're not going to be able to get a quick explosion kill on him, but he is still in very, very bad position.
Good to go.
Alright, can you successfully punch him? You can punch the locust. I wasn't expecting that. Yeah, do that. I don't think I want to spend flamethrower fuel on it because it's kind of a small value target. But yeah, go ahead and throw a punch because you gotta bleed some heat.
Physical attack.
Find something useful to do while not overheating. I didn't quite get there. It's always so close, you know?
Right, Commander.
You are nowhere near the amount of stability damage that you would have to have taken. I'm going to try to just put this thing away. Okay, not a bad start.
Hit, Commander.
Got him unsteady. Yeah, not a bad start at all. Boy, that seems like a lot of lasers to fire given the amount of heat that mech had on it already. Yep, it went critical to ensure, hilariously over-ensure a kill. Awesome. Really, really dope that you decided to do that instead of any of the good moves you had available. So happy. Well, make sure we're continuing
On my way.
to work at optimal firing range here, and I think it's just going to be the UAC this round.
Locking on target.
Boy, we are damaging every part of that thing equally.
Good to go.
Do you really... Oh, you're turned awkwardly.
Uh-huh.
Okay, let's try a little bit harder with you. Okay, we can probably achieve a knockdown next turn. Actually, if he's about to throw a punch... Oh. The same, we might be able to achieve that knockdown right now.
Commander?
Yeah, I don't think anybody else is coming. I think that we are, in fact, fighting the only mechs. And that message just, like, didn't play at the correct time.
Right, Commander.
That's right, it's been two enemy players the entire time. God, we've gotten through, we just can't deal any actual damage. And it's very frustrating. Alright, we're gonna use a precision strike to push him down below the rest of our mechs.
Locked on rear arm.
Or just kill him, maybe just kill him.
Scored a critical hit.
That should do it, I would think. Stop firing your weapons, you huge idiot. Good lord.
Receiving you.
This is a punching kind of situation for you. Hell, I'd have my own mechs do it if they weren't anywhere near the thing. There we go, that's what you want. I mean, a leg punch is not what we want, especially since it makes his back inaccessible. Would really like to be able to shoot at his back right now.
Waiting on you, Commander.
But I guess it's what we got. And we just go center at this point, right?
Got it.
I know, I guess the smart thing to do would be to go for that leg. The leg's already busted up.
Critical hit.
If he can't stand up off the ground, he's much less of a threat. Alright, they're trying to pick up where I failed. Let me guess. He turns around and then runs around the enemy mech closest so that he can punch the fire starter. Yep. Cool.
I'm wounded. losing weapons.
Hot damn. Let's do this. Waiting for orders.
They're putting exactly 0 effort into not making it look like they're just targeting the player.
Affirmative.
Alright, can we please be done with this?
Commencing Alpha Strike.
Well, she got there through the left torso. She did not, in fact, hit the center torso, but I guess it's over. Alright, targets are down, good guys made it out. Let's not spend any more time thinking about these assholes than we absolutely have to. I mean, that's fine. The urban mech being, or the Firestarter being out for repairs is not the end of the world. It does mean that our healthy team is the Centurions, the urban mech, and the Jenner, and we have to be real careful with the Jenner on this planet. That said, the Jenner is also potentially going to be able to put up some very helpful support damage. Yeah, the urban mech's down 5 structure. I'm not too worried about that. So, I guess we take the piece of the Wolverine, even though Wolverines are kind of garbage for a 55-ton. There's nothing else here that really blows my mind. We could take parts of the Vulcans. They were able to do some interesting things with those Vulcans. I didn't realize they were only 40 tons. Kind of think they're better than the Wolverine, honestly. I mean, the Wolverine has body. Yeah, let's take it. Didn't really get anything else of value. That's fine. Well, we made some good money there. I am definitely taking too much damage. This is not like a sustainable rate of combat attrition, but it's, we're through it, at least. We're on the other side. Oof. Okay, so, what's left in our contracts? We definitely want to try bounty hunting. We took way more damage than I was hoping doing the quote-unquote easy missions, but we should definitely go for bounty hunting and take a crack at this very large amount of money. We probably won't go after Training Day because it feels to me like we might not be able to survive it. This mission against the pirates, it does a pretty small amount of damage to our pirate rep, and there's a lot of salvage available, so we might want to take this one on. We might take this on as a 315 just to, again, continue scrounging parts, because we have a lot of parts storage to build up yet. But those are all decisions for tomorrow, because that is going to have to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. It got a little long, but I didn't want to just do one mission in an episode. Maybe I need to learn some self-control. Anyway, come back next time, tomorrow, for an episode that is hopefully a little closer to an hour in length. And we'll see you then.